So as we head into 23, we've got our average tenant roll is about 8,000 square feet in terms of its size per tenant, and being able to lean into that smaller tenant segment, call it 7 to 15,000 square feet will be our focus.
I'm speaking with Brent Smith, President and CEO of Piedmont Office Realty Trust. So Brent, how does Piedmont's recent acquisition of 1180 Peachtree Street position the company in the Atlanta market and the Sunbelt more broadly?
Great question. And our recent acquisition really, I think taking a step back is just a broader example of what we're seeing across all of our Sunbelt markets. Dallas, Atlanta, and Orlando, all three have been our strongest in terms of contribution to a leasing. And we've been really actually pleased with Atlanta, who's had the most absorption year to date of all our markets in the Sunbelt, and really seeing momentum. When it comes to 1180, it's really an incredible asset. I'd call it skyline defining in terms of its quality, and highly recognizable. And really, Midtown overall is probably the most dynamic submarket we have in the Sunbelt, and really pretty unique in that you just have a great mix of housing. There's roughly about 28,000 units with another 7,000 in production, a great retail environment. And really, high quality office space. So it's got all the components that we see that make a very vibrant market, and we wanted to grow in that market. So we actually acquired 999 Peachtree in last October in 2021, and 1180 was an addition to that. So we went from having no presence in the submarket to 1.3 million square feet in under a year on what we would consider the avenue in Peachtree Street in Atlanta. We continue to have that momentum really change and start to shape the portfolio. 27% of our ALR is now from Atlanta, and about 70% is now in the Sunbelt.
So how are current economic headwinds impacting Piedmont's leasing pipeline?
Yeah, it's definitely taking a more cautious view as we look into 2023. I think what we've continued to see are large tenants pause or at least slow down their decision-making process. But what really has been the strength in the market and what we've continued to focus on are those smaller tenants, call it 15,000 square feet or less. We've actually seen a pickup of about 60% in that depth of the market from our pre-pandemic levels to today. So really that's grown as we've continued to see our portfolio focus on attracting that type of tenant. And by doing that, we're building and creating spec suites so that those smaller tenants, they want to touch it, see it, feel it, and move in a month or two. And really having pre-built space that is of today's quality and standard has been critical in being able to attract that market. So as we head into 23, we've got our average tenant roll is about 8,000 square feet in terms of its size per tenant, and being able to lean into that smaller tenant segment, call it 7 to 15,000 square feet will be our focus.
In the face of rapidly rising interest rates and other economic challenges, what steps has Piedmont taken to fortify its balance sheet?
It's a difficult and challenging market that I don't think is unique to Piedmont, but even before we headed into this, we did have an unsecured bond offering in 2020 and another one in 2021 at very advantageous rates, which helps to push out our overall debt tenor. So our average fixed rate debt currently is about 5 years outstanding, but we do have 2 dispositions in process that are expected to close around the end of the year, which will continue to delever and really focus on reducing our floating rate debt exposure. Pro forma will be around 15% at that point, and we'll continue to look to dispose of assets as we head into 2023 to continue to position the balance sheet. It's very advantageous where it stands today, but I think in this environment, liquidity is paramount.